guys, it is Tristan with Nerdets Newsstand, and I want to talk a little bit about some news that came out last week. I totally missed it, but I'm super excited, and I've been meaning to make a video about this series as a whole, so it's the perfect excuse to have me gush over Department of Truth, and also tell you that it has been picked up by Elizabeth Murdoch and Stacey Snider's sister company, and it will be made either on the screen or in the theater. Somehow we are going to see this. Now, this is a company that I looked up. Sister is the production banner, right? It was co-founded by Elizabeth Murdoch, Stacey Snider, and Jane Featherstone, and they picked up both the rights for the film and the television to this title. It was done originally by Martin Simmons and James Tynion. It's on Image Comics, right? So I looked into this company. It's just called Sisters. They look really legit good. One of the most popular titles I seen that they specifically did was Chernobyl on HBO Max. They did some stuff on AMC and had quite a successful run. I don't really see anything that they've done terrible, but Chernobyl was supposed to be really, really good. So we know they have ties to HBO Max, and that's honestly where I see this landing. I can't see it as an AMC type show, but Tynion and Simmons will both be executive producing. And if you don't know who James Tynion is, I would be very surprised, but he writes both this. He wrote Something is Killing the Children. He's on Batman, and he's going to be doing a Joker title coming up here in April. So there is a lot of really good that can come from this. Now, I want to warn you right away, I'm going to go into spoilers because I want to talk about how good this series is, give you an idea of what it is, because this is probably the best non-superhero story I have ever read. It's amazing. Okay, spoilers, we good? We good? All right, we're moving on. We have a young man named Cole Turner. And basically this story tells us everything is true, all conspiracy theories. Or are they? It is something everyone wants to know, but no one wants to talk about. They don't want to be the crazy person in the room, right? So we're going to explore all of the conspiracy theories, and the further you go, the stranger you get. By the end of just issue 1, we've met Cole Turner. We met the Department of Truth. We've learned that the Earth is flat. Met a lady who has X's for eyes. We know that the moon landing was faked. And that Lee Harvey Oswald is alive. All within 24 pages. There's a lot more even to that. But as it goes on, it gets richer and it gets better. We say satanic panic of the 80s. And that's actually what Cole kind of has the issue with a man named Starface and all of the panic that happened during that era. This Starface, you see him literally eating babies, right? We meet people like Dr. Tinfoil, who never takes off the tinfoil hat. Literally, the tinfoil hat that we make fun of people for. You see references to culture, whether it's Alex Jones, Trump, Obama, you see it all. And you don't see a preach to it, right? It's done correctly. They also have, they cover Pizzagate, QAnon, Democrats. But the third issue is the one that really got to me. It's about school shootings. And a mother had her child taken away, shot, right? Shot at school in a place she thought would be very safe. Or did she? She even talks about how Alex Jones in the beginning, said it was all fake and it was abhorrent to her because how could it be fake, right? Her son is gone. Then she starts to doubt herself. She even has protesters at her house where she, their only concern is that this lady is going to get their guns taken away, not the fact that her son is gone. So then we see Cole and his partner, who is named Ruby, watch this lady, and they're not sure why. They don't know why they're watching her. She's devastated. And this is where we get the first Easter egg of another company that's called the Black Hats. A simple black hat Most may have missed it, but it means a lot by the end of the 6 issues that are out so far. So, who are they? What are they? All of that. This woman gets a video, and it's packaged with a black hat on front of it. It's her and her son. They are rehearsing, yes, rehearsing his death over and over again, acting like it's a joke, rehearsing how he dies over and over and over again. But if the tape is true, that would mean that her son is still alive. They even mention that if she ever found out the truth for real and released it online, George Soros would come to kill her. Yeah. So basically Cole and Ruby, while she's sleeping, destroy the evidence that could exonerate this school shooting and prove that it's fake. And then you see a woman scorned. Absolutely raged and broke, and everything's gone, and she's losing it, and that's it. But it was an extremely powerful issue. By the end, I was like, this can't be over. This can't be over. I need to know what happens. Well, then we see the Black Hat feed a journalist the entire truth of the world and of history. Everything that is real, not what is controlled through the media, through the fourth state, or journalists who are supposed to be the fourth state of the United States, right? Papers are owned by the richest men. And journalism, because of this, has been dead for so long, right? The commentary on news and media that they put into this issue, and it's issue 4, is absolutely amazing. And a lot of it's 100% true. Journalism's gone. It's gone. It's been gone for some time. It's probably the most real thing in this issue you will ever read in comics. How wielding information is power, right? And wielding it towards your narrative makes it so much worse and makes it inherently, in a way, evil. But the entire time we see Cole and Ruby, they're in the next room watching these 2 journalists, right? We also get a good explanation as to how conspiracy theories spread. The general populace being uncomfortable with something is how it starts. And then the conspiracy theory is the idea that softens it. And it's made then, and it flows and flows from person to person. And one they use as an example, and it's a really good example, is Barack Obama. People being uncomfortable with a black president. And I do really like how Tynion puts in there, this doesn't make you racist, this makes you normal, right? Maybe, just maybe, though, they add in that he wasn't even born in America, right? It spreads. Even if it's untrue, if everyone thinks it, that's what makes it true. But we learn in this universe, of course, Barack Obama was born in Kenya. He was handpicked basically for presidency along with every president before and every single one after. We learn how the Clintons were supposed to win in 2016, but because of QAnon and the truth behind it, she lost. And Obama, his central mission was picked to undermine American values and replace them with globalist values, right? All of our history, everything is fiction, but who wrote the fiction, right? Well, Cole basically murders the journalist to prevent the spread of information and the truth being revealed. And they do talk a little bit about reptilians and kill a whole person, a whole room. The Black Hats do that with a reptilian and leave evidence behind showing us that they're tracking Cole. So when Cole goes home, he's obviously distraught. He killed someone. His husband is out on the town for the night. So he has his time alone. When he turns around, we see the leader of the Black Hats for the first time. His name is Martin. And this is a huge reveal. And I actually think this is where season 1 should end. Of course, they're going to have to add stuff in and they're going to have to improvise, but this should be the end of season 1 because it's such a massive reveal. They basically have a long conversation about the Department of Truth, about the American Dream, the Illuminati, the Red Scare, Satanic Panic, and we learn the best reveal. Have you heard that term, my truth? I'm telling my truth. This is the story, but this is my truth. It's usually because people aren't telling the truth. There's only one the truth, and that's real. So the Department of Truth is basically telling America their truth, not the truth, their truth. And they're the ones behind censoring of all kinds of information and building a narrative. And that is where it has us at today. They pick, like I said, presidents, or they pick how history is going to go down. Or if they don't like how history went, they've, rework it. And they make it how history is going to be written and taught, right? So the Black Hats, they want America to know the truth. They want freedom of information to everyone because they believe people can handle it. America's a big boy now. They can handle it. And it's such a good reveal, I think, because Tynion does a good job of not telling the reader what to think. You don't pick who's evil, or he doesn't pick who's evil or who's good. You do, right? If you think information should be censored, you're going to think that the Department of Truth are the good guys. And if you think that everyone should be free to make up their own mind and, you're a free speech absolutist like me, you're going to look at the Black Hats as the one that are trying to do the right thing. And that's why I love this reveal. Cole has to decide if he thinks he's on the wrong side or if he wants to, go work for the Black Hats. And they want America then, to work with Cole. And they want to basically reveal the truth. They've been tracking him his whole life. So now I think that's where it should end for the first season. There is an issue 6 that goes into the Illuminati stuff a lot deeper, when it started, who they are. They're called the Enlightened. And I'll talk about that another time. I personally think the woman, and there's been this running narrative of a red scarfed woman with black red eyes, right? And we haven't found out who she is yet. My personal belief is that she's Marilyn Monroe. In these books, they talk a lot about JFK. And there was obviously an affair. We've heard that plenty of times. When the Department of Truth started, around that time is when, JFK died. Lee Harvey Oswald is the top person in the Department of Truth. I think it's going to be Marilyn Monroe. It makes the most sense. And she did have naturally dark hair, right? Before she dyed it blonde. So that's my theory. I could do a whole video on the evidence that I think it's Marilyn Monroe. I love this series. I'm not just saying that to be a show. If there was ever one recommend, it would be this series. It's beautiful. It's sadistic. It's amazing. It's weird art, but it goes perfectly along with it. So I'm really excited to see this made into, whether it's a Netflix series, an HBO Max series, or a movie. This is great. And honestly, maybe people won't like to hear this. Maybe will. I think it'll red pill some people. I really do. So anyways, let me know what you guys think about this, what you think about it being picked up. I get it. A lot of comics get picked up, and this one definitely is deserving of it. I think next we'll see Crossover by Donny Cates picked up, but I'm excited. I can't wait to see how they make this in live action. It's going to be awesome. Let me know what you guys think. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.